Complaints and feedback, doing it right. Complaints aren't obstacles to avoid. They're invitations to understand, to repair, and to improve. Under the new Aged Care Act, every provider must have a clear, accessible complaints process that genuinely welcomes feedback and treats concerns with respect and urgency. This isn't just about regulatory compliance. It's about creating a culture where people feel safe to speak up, where their voice matters, and where problems are met with accountability rather than defensiveness. Here's what the law requires. You must have a complaints policy that's visible, easy to understand, and available in formats people can actually use, including easy read, translated versions, and verbal explanations for those who need them. Every person receiving care must be told how to make a complaint during their admission or service agreement. This isn't a checkbox exercise. It's about ensuring people know their rights before they're in a situation where they need to use them. Complaints must be acknowledged promptly, ideally within 24 hours, and responded to within reasonable timeframes. What's reasonable depends on the seriousness and complexity, but silence is never acceptable. You must keep records of all complaints, how they were handled, and what actions were taken. This evidence shows auditors and the Commission that you're learning from feedback, not just reacting to individual cases. People must be able to complain without fear of retaliation. This protection is fundamental. If someone fears consequences for speaking up, your system isn't working, no matter what your policy says. What does good complaints handling look like in practice? Listen without interrupting or defending. When someone brings a concern, your first job is to understand, not to explain why it happened or who's at fault. Acknowledge their experience. Even if you don't agree with every detail, you can validate that they felt worried, disappointed, or hurt. Investigate fairly. Talk to the people involved. Look at records. Consider whether your systems contributed to the problem. Take action. If something went wrong, fix it. If someone was harmed, acknowledge it and show how you'll prevent it happening again. Close the loop. Tell the person what you found and what you've done. Don't leave them wondering whether their complaint disappeared into a void. Common mistakes include treating complaints as attacks, becoming defensive, blaming individuals without examining systems, or resolving issues informally without documenting them. Remember, feedback is data. When patterns emerge across multiple complaints, they're telling you something important about your service. Pay attention. Auditors will ask staff, what would you do if a resident or client complained to you? They're checking whether your frontline team knows the process and feels empowered to respond with care rather than fear. The best complaint systems don't just fix problems. They prevent them by creating ongoing conversations about quality, safety, and whether people feel genuinely heard.